Carlson, the kickoff. Miami will have no timeouts. This will be taken. And Malik Washington weaving his way, finding a gap, runs into Carlson, runs over, could track him. Then finally brought down by Bernard Converse.
Did he truck him? He definitely trucked him. Oh my goodness.
48-yard kickoff return.
Well, the more he was running, I was like, you're using up a lot of time. And then I see him right here. He gets cut back to the outside, and he has the lane along the boundary. But watch as he lowers his shoulder and able to get it close to midfield. "44 seconds. Now if you're Tua, you've got the entire field at your disposal. Because if you get a ball inbounds, you can run up and spike the ball without the timeouts in your pocket.
With no timeouts and a 1st and 10 from his own 46, Tagovailoa. And incomplete. Eccles was over there covering the guy that just returned the kickoff, Malik Washington. 2nd down and 10. Tua today, 25 of 36 for 245 and a touchdown.
They're giving cushion to Tyreek here on the bottom.
2nd down 10. And they go downfield to Hill. Banged out of bounds by Reed. Getting to that target line, 40 of the Jets. Gain of 14. 1st down, Miami.
Kevin, I saw a pre-snap. They were a 10-yard cushion, which is what they did earlier in the game where they had success with that 10-yard out route. They tried buzzing underneath with Oliver, but just as Tua flushed to the left, that gave him the angle. Hill able to come up with the catch and get out of bounds.
Sanders warming up the kicker. 1st down and 10. Oh, he's going deep, and he was looking that time for Waddle at the 10. And he had a couple guys around him. Incomplete. 30 seconds left. No timeouts, Miami. 2nd down and 10.
Well, it was a double move. It was a slant and go by Waddle. Watch, it comes in. He tries getting back up vertical. Tua's laying it to the outside, and Tua knew he didn't have a lot of time, that the Jets were bringing pressure. So quick little pump fake and then try and take advantage of it. Good coverage and recognition by the Jets.
Yeah, Reed was back there as the primary defensive coverage. 2nd down and 10.
30 seconds. You still have use of the whole field. If you get something in the middle of the field, you can go up and spike it. Still plenty of time.
Tua in the middle for Waddle to the 34, hit by Sherwood. Who
if you spike it here, though, it is 3rd down. You got to call a play.
And no timeouts. Number 3 is Odell Beckham Jr. 3rd and 4. And he's a little ahead and low for Hill. 12 seconds left. 4th down 4.
No choice.
They got to kick for 3 and tie it. And Sanders is 11 for 12 in his career with under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter or overtime. His career long is 57 yards.
And just barely missing Tyreek Hill on the slant, working behind the defense, and just a little bit out of reach as Sanders gets an opportunity here to try and tie it up.
52-yarder. Timeout, Jets. Sanders is the reigning AFC Special Team Player of the Month in November. A perfect 10 of 10 with field goals, including 3 from 50. Plus, he was 13 of 13 in PATs. He has missed a point after today. Let's go back to the play moments ago.
So Hill is trying to work his way up the numbers, and you can see Clark. He comes up and sits down. Look at 36. He drives on it, and they try and get the window right behind it, but just a little bit too far out in front. If Tua was able to put this more up the numbers, instead he leaves it to the inside. Tyreek not able to get it.
You know, Trent, with the way the AFC wild card looks right now and all the teams with good winning records, this is a must for Miami. This game is a must.
I agree, Kevin. I agree.
This is to tie from 52 yards for Jason Sanders. And he caught with 7 seconds to go.
Sanders coming up clutch with a tying field goal from over 50. Based on what Washington just did for the Dolphins in terms of the kickoff return, I imagine they're going to do everything they can to just tell them, kick it out of the end zone. We don't need a big return.
Couple leads, 5 lead changes. Sanders today good from 39, 24, 57, and right there a 52-yarder. The clock at 7 seconds. And a tie game. A Jets loss, they would be officially eliminated. But that is not in the mind of Rodgers and the Jets right now. They've played a good game today in Miami against a team with everything to play for to stay alive in the AFC wild card playoff race. That's out of the end zone. A touchback to the 30, and Aaron, 7 seconds on the clock in regulation.
Well, and no timeouts here. You'd think either take a knee or a screen, a draw, something like that, the kind of conservative. See Rodgers over 300 yards for the first time since 2021.
That kick returned by the number 83 for Miami, Malik Washington, huge. Here goes Rodgers underneath. Conklin hit by Brooks. Zeros on the clock right now. Regulation is over. And overtime is ahead. And they're telling Tua which way they want to go. Quarterbacks today have been terrific. 339 for Rodgers through the air. Tagovailoa 264, and no turnovers in this game.
Very clean game in terms of turnovers. Have been very efficient. Both quarterbacks have been. The running game, not a whole lot going on for the Dolphins running wise. Only 40 yards rushing. So give credit to the Jets defense in eliminating that run game. And how about the 2 rookies for the Jets, each over 40 yards?
Gentlemen, welcome to overtime. The rules of overtime are as follows. There'll be 10 minutes on the clock. Fourth quarter timing rules will be in effect. Each team will have 1 possession unless the first team scores a touchdown or there's a defensive score. If the first team does not score, we're in sudden death. All reviews will be initiated by the booth. We got 2 timeouts each, and fourth quarter timing rules are in effect. You're still the visitors. The NFL Shield is still heads, tails. Heads, tails. What's your call, sir? Heads is his call. He's called heads. It is a tails. You have won the toss. You like the ball. Which way would you like to kick? Miami will receive on this end. Good luck, gentlemen.
Perfect game for football, tied at 26. We've got 2 division rivals. Jets haven't won since Halloween. Here are some of the rules for overtime in the NFL.
Well, we know it's a 10-minute period, and if you get a field goal, the other team's going to get an opportunity. You see 2 timeouts. Challenges are all up in the booth. If the Dolphins would score here or a defensive touchdown by the Jets, the game would be over. If the Dolphins get a touchdown, the game would be over. If it's just a field goal, then the Jets will have an opportunity.
Jets haven't had a defensive score all season long. That's over the head of Washington, who returned that kick 48 yards to set up the 52-yard game-tying field goal by Sanders. And this is the somewhat precarious position the Dolphins are in. They have very little room for error.
Well, and that's why coming into this game, you knew how important this was, because even if they win out, let's say they even get to 10-7, they need a lot of help in front of them to get back into this thing. So here in overtime, going down and trying to get into scoring position, a tie doesn't do them any good.
It's a 1st and 10. Achane was the back. Tua being chased right here by Thomas. And he has to throw it away wisely, incomplete. Solomon Thomas blew up that play with his penetration in the middle. 2nd and 10.
See Tagovailoa trying to look out to his right, but it's the pressure coming from the right in Solomon Thomas that forces him to just flip it out of bounds. Walter Payton Man of the Year for the Jets 3 consecutive years. Getting after the quarterback today.
Dolphins losing at Green Bay 30-17 on Thanksgiving. 2nd down 10. Jonnu Smith, first catch today. There he goes, galloping into the secondary, and finally brought down by Chuck Clark at the 50. He's been one of the best tight ends in the NFL this season, but not a catch until right there. A 20-yard catch and run, and a first down for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, and that ball got tipped, Kevin, so great concentration on Jonnu Smith's part to track that football and able to bring it in. You said one of the best tight ends in the NFL. He set career highs in receptions and receiving yards already at this stage of the season than he's had at any point in time in his career.
1st and 10. Smith again. Blocked by Lamb. Blocked by Eichenberg. Tackle made by Jalen Mills. A catch and run to the 36. 14-yard pickup. Another first down for Miami.
Very rarely do you see in the NFL back-to-back plays the same thing, unless you're talking about short yardage, goal line, something to kill the clock at the end of the game. But 2 throws in a row to Jonnu Smith on the outside, you said, who hasn't had a reception all game. Now all of a sudden in overtime, back-to-back receptions, putting him down inside the 40.
Played for Atlanta last year. 1st down and 10. It goes to Achane. He gets away from McDonald, who's been quiet today. And then he is rustled down and brought down by Solomon Thomas and others. Achane picks up 4. And they'll spot him at the 32 of the Jets, where it'll be 2nd down and 6. A touchdown wins it.
Now they put 3 tight ends in the game. You got Hill, Smythe, and Jonnu Smith coming back on the field. The only receiver looks like Tyreek Hill.
Second and 6. They're going to Hill. Out of bounds at the 23. Working on Mills. That's a gain of 8. And a first down for Miami at the 23 of the Jets.
You know, Jeff Ulbrich and Mike McDaniel coach together in Atlanta, and they have a lot of respect for one another. We talked to Ulbrich about it, and just the play caller that Mike McDaniel is. He said, listen, you can't be predictable, because he's so smart with his play calling to be able to dial something up based on what your tendencies are. That time with the personnel group of 3 tight ends, it left isolated Tyreek Hill one-on-one.
Jets have taken a timeout. 7:31 in overtime. Interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich, who's taken the place of Robert Saleh, who was fired after week 5. The general manager was fired last month, November 19th. So in a season of incredible turbulence for the Jets, they've come in with a solid performance today here in Miami, a place they have not won since 2014.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they've had success down here in South Florida, and Dolphins trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Jets trying to ruin those playoff hopes.
The numbers right there by both the quarterbacks. 1st and 10. Quick throw. It's caught by Achane. And holding on for dear life was Mills at about the 12. He picks up 10. Another first down for Miami. Starting at their 30 and marching downfield. A 20-yard catch and run by Smith. Another 14-yard play by Smith. 8 yards to Hill. Achane here for 10. They're at the 13 of the Jets with the 1st and 10.
And Kevin, as he was being tackled, he was fortunate to hang on to that ball. There was a little bit of bobble there where it almost came loose, but that's really the part of his game that's improved this season, is his job as a receiver.
1st and 10. Achane dives, and then he's brought down by Quincy Williams. Tagovailoa, Trent, has had 5 consecutive completions for 57 yards when it has mattered most.
Well, yeah, there was a stretch there in the 3rd quarter, beginning of 4th, where he didn't complete a football. And there were back-to-back series where he didn't complete a football. But coming alive here at the end, the final drive, and, of course, here in overtime, getting him in position here. If you can get in the end zone, the game's over.
It's 2nd down and 7. Good time to the end zone. Got it! Smith, touchdown! The Dolphins win!
Jonnu Smith lined up on the far right. He works his way all the way across the field. Give protection the credit for giving Tua time and for Jonnu Smith the time to get all the way across the field. Jonnu Smith had no catches in regulation. In overtime, 3 catches and the game winner.
Tagovailoa, 2 touchdown passes, including the game winner, 3:31 through the air.